time for musical elements of Mr. Sorrells, elements of music of Mr. Sorrells, musical elements of Mr. Sorrells, elements of music with Mr. Sorrells. Welcome everybody to our time together. Love my dry erase board. It's great, it's fantastic. Love doing this. My Expo markers. Expo red, Expo black, and many other colors here. Well, let's get going with what we've learned and what we're going to learn today. We always like to do a little bit of review. A little bit of review is good, right? It's a good thing, right? Good thing. Yes. So, we'll start out, we've been learning about the staff. That's right, the staff. So, we've learned the staff has, let's go over it quickly. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Count the top space and the bottom space. That's 6 because 0 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each line, each space gets a letter. Either A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I did it again. No, Mr. Sorrells. There is no H. There is no I. There is no J. There is no K. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's all there is. Those letters. And you put them on a line, on the staff, or the space. We talked about what we call the staff finger game. Well, we also use your head, line and space game. So if a note is on the line, it's like you put your hand like this. Line goes through the note, line goes through the eyeballs. Your head's like a note head. If it's a space, one hand on top very carefully, one under your chin very carefully, all right? Space, line, line, space. And then we go to the staff finger game, okay? So you put your hand up like this, okay? And here is your fingers. You have 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Boy, I count 6 sometimes. It really scares me. Okay, and we have 0 space down here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let's go through the letter names, or the little sayings we have for the lines and spaces. So, if we just take the 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can remember space, because it rhymes with space. The word is face, F-A-C-E, face, F-A-C-E, 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 face. Now, if you add the 0 space and the 5th space above, it becomes defaseg. D-F-A-C-E-G. Defaseg. There it is, up there. Defaseg. D-F-A-C-E-G. So, if it's the spaces within the staff, the 4, it's space. If you add the 0 space, and the 5th space, the one on top, then it's defaseg. Let's say that 3 times because it feels so good. Defaseg, defaseg, defaseg. I like that. Okay, how about the lines? So what do we have for the lines? How do we memorize the lines, all right? The line notes. Well, we have E, J, B, D, F. E, J, B, D, F. We also have little sayings that we do, right? We take the first letter of each one of the lines and we have a little saying. So we have one that says, every good boy does fantastic or fine. E, G, B, D, F. Or you could say, one of my favorites is, Elvis goes bonkers driving fast. Elvis, E, G goes, B, bonkers, D, driving, F, fast. Great, so we got that. Little review. We do that every time. All right, we've also talked about some of these symbols over here. I introduced this several weeks ago, this S, and we know that it is called a what? If you said treble clef, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. Treble clef. Every staff begins with a clef. There's bass clef, there's alto clef, which we'll look at eventually. And then we talked about this fraction, this number. What was that called? It were called something special. If you answered, didn't guess, time signature, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. Good job, Bob. All right, and remember, the top number tells you how many beats in a measure. The bottom number tells you which note gets one beat. Top one, how many beats in a measure? Bottom note, the bottom number tells you what gets one beat. All right. We also talked about something else. We talked about the vertical lines on the staff that divide music into groups. What was that? The vertical lines. The lines going down. Remember, verticals up and down. Horizontals across. You see the horizon, right? Where the sun comes up, it's across. What are the vertical lines called? Well, if you answered, not guessed, bar lines, ding, 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 you are correct. And the bar lines divide the music up into certain things. So the space between the bar lines. So put up the bar lines. We're going to put them up every 4. We'll talk about that today too. That space between the bar lines, that space here, bar line here, bar line here, that space, bar line here, bar line here, that space, bar line here, that space. If you answered money, no. Monotonous, no. Mongolia, no. It does start with an M. If you answered measure, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. And before we move on, it's time. It's time for a musical joke. Thank you for all the emails and comments about the wonderful musical jokes. So glad you're enjoying them. Here is our musical joke of the day. What do you call a cow that plays a musical instrument? What do you call a cow that plays a musical instrument? Well, you call him a musician. Ha ha ha! Musician. Yes, I can hear the emails coming in now. Thank you, Mr. Sorrells. You made me laugh so much. Great. Let's move on. All right, so we talked about the time signature. Now, divide, they got the bar lines coming down and divide that right up into measures. So I thought I might take a moment to introduce something new, which is not anything new, but it helps with the time signatures, and it's with our notes. We haven't spent much time on the rhythm notes. Now I know Mr. Barr, Miss Shermer, and Miss Chavez have, and they've been doing some great lessons. Like I said, probably a lot better than mine. They explain things really good. Probably not as funny as me. Don't have musical jokes, but they have other good jokes and other great things. So, we have not spent a lot of time on rhythm notes, but down here, I've drawn out some musical notes that you might already know. I'm sure most of you do, but again, it doesn't hurt to review, and we want to do everything we can to get you ready for music for next year, for playing an instrument when you go into the 6th or 7th grade, or if you're in 4th grade right now watching this, next year in 5th grade, right? And we want to make sure that you learn a little bit about reading music, as well as about musical instruments and all the great things we've been doing on different guitar players and musicians, Jimi Hendrix, Carlos Santana, Richie Valens, all the blues players, Freddie King, Albert King, B.B. King, and just all the wonderful lessons that, again, Mr. Barr, Miss Shermer, Miss Chavez have been presenting as well. We just hope you enjoy them so much and learn a lot. We put a lot of time into it. Okay, so here we go. Over here, this musical rhythm note. okay? That is called a what? Well, if you guess quarter note, you are correct. Now, I'm going to put it in a fraction. Quarter note. I could put quarter. Maybe I'll put it in parentheses right here. Quarter. All right, quarter note. And a quarter note gets one beat. I'll just put a 1 there. 1 beat. 1. And most of you know that. If I were to have 4 of these in a row, or right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I would go like this. Quarter, 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 quarter. Or some people use ta. Some people say ta, 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 ta. Or some people just, since they're 1 beat, they just say 1, 1, 1, 1. There's all kinds of different ways that people clap it out and say it. And a lot of times they say the notes, which we're going to learn too. How about this note here? And we see it indicated in this song that we're going to learn as well. Well, this is called a half note. And I think a lot of you already know that. It's a little bit small when I'm writing here. Half note. And I'm not writing too well because it's at a weird angle. I'm real low. But I'm doing the best I can. And this gets 2 beats. I'm going to put a 2 right here. Not real good printing here, I know. Like I said, Miss Shermer, Mr. Barr, Miss Chavez, they all have way better printing than I do. I'm doing the best I can, especially at this angle. So that gets 2 beats. Finally, we have this note over here. Oh, half notes. Half notes. We clap them like this. 1, 2. 2 beats long. Or half note. Or ta. All right? They're 2 beats long. Finally, we have this over here, which is supposed to be an oval, but looks more like a tomato. So I'm going to fix that. Okay? And if you answered whole note, you are correct. And I'll do my best to write it up here so it's legible. And it gets 4 beats. Whole note. Great big whole note. 4 beats. And you can represent it like this. Whole note. Or ta. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Either way, it lasts 4 beats. So that has a lot to do with our time signature. I'm going to leave that right now. Right here. Okay? And there's a quarter note, 1 beat, half note, 2 beats, and a whole note, 4 beats. So keep that in mind for this song as we play Name the Note Game, Name the Note Game. Everybody, let's name the note game, name the note game. Name the note game, everyone, name the note game. It's time to play Name the Note Game. We're going to play the Name the Note Game. So, we're not going to guess. We're going to look at this, and this is a song, beginning of this song that you know, should know. And I'll play it for you on the piano, as I always do. Okay, now let's take a look at these right here. Let's start right here with this. So, first thing we want to ask, is it a line note or is it a space note? If you answered space note, you are correct. Which space note number is it? Well, we put up our hand, we know it's right here, number 1, so space number 1, what note is that? Well, we know that it's F-A-C-E, that this is an F. And an F here is an F over here if it's in the same place. It's a repeat note. So we'll put in F sharps here, F sharp, because they're all the same note. You're like, what song could that be, Mr. Sorrells? All these F sharps. All right, film, we have a different note. And we ask ourselves, is it a line or a space? If you answered space, you are correct. It's space number 1, 2. What is space 1? Space 2? F, A. You're right, it's an A. Go to the next one. All right, well, is it a line or space? Well, we see it's a space. It's space number 0. What is space 0? Well, according to DeFosse, it's a D. The plot thickens. Okay, next note. Is it a line or a space note? The line goes through the note. It's a line note. Line number 1. What is line number 1? E. Finally, this looks familiar. Right, space number 1. It's an F. So this is the song. F, 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 A, D, E, F. Now, we just learned a little bit about the rhythm notes and reviewed it. Most of you should know. So, looking at this, if I were to clap out the rhythms, because again, music is both, there's a lot of things involved in music, but particularly pitch, whether it's low, high, where it fits on the staff, and the rhythm, right? What's the rhythm of it? So, we've got 2 quarter notes, half note, 2 quarter notes, half note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, whole note. Let me do that again. Quarter note, half note, quarter note, half note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, whole note. So if I were to clap these out, the rhythm, it would be quarter, quarter, half note, because the half note gets 2 beats, right? And then same thing. Quarter, quarter, half note. Quarter, 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 whole note. So, in rhythm, saying the notes F, 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 A, D, E, F. Alright, Mr. Sorrells, we learned what those notes are, we learned the rhythm. What does that mean to me? It doesn't tell me anything. And the only way this works is if you put it to a musical instrument. Piano, violin, trumpet, clarinet, guitar, bass guitar. So I've been using the keyboard, so that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna get my keyboard and I'm gonna play this song for you and you will know it. I guarantee it. You're gonna think it's a swell song. Here we go. So hey everyone, I have my keyboards right here. I'm gonna play and say this song for you that we just learned. It's the same song as up here on my dry erase board. I'm gonna put it up on my shoulder. Hopefully you can all see it and make it even, Steven. So I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna play this song right here and I know you're gonna recognize it. And there's our F sharp note. It's the one of the black notes on the keyboard. So here we go. F, 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 A, D, E, F. Yeah, it's Jingle Bells. That's what Jingle Bells looks like. So we reviewed bar lines, what a measure is, time signature. I introduced probably something you already know down here, which is what a quarter note, half note, and whole note is. Sorry, it's kind of squeezed down here, but you can see I'm kind of running out of room a little bit here. And then we went through the song, which you know as Jingle Bells, right? I forgot to mention that, as Jingle Bells, and went through each note. And then we not only went through the note, but we counted out the rhythms. So we're starting to incorporate that as well. So thank you again, everyone, and I will see you next week on Musical Elements with Mr. Sorrells, or Elements in Music with Mr. Sorrells. And you have a great day and keep making music in your heart. See you soon now. Bye.